Macarena. Alright. Alright, I think we're good. Hey, thank you for the follow. GMJPSKYWNN. Don't know how to pronounce that, but thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Alright. I think we're good to go. Happy Saturday, everyone. We're on our continued journey through Majora's Mask on 2-Ship 2 Harkinian. That's why the game looks so crisp with some new HD textures and things like that. Hope you don't mind. I know some people are a little picky with their retro games. This game is special to a lot of people. And I have encountered people saying that you should play it in its native resolution as the game was built to be played with on like old CRTVs and things like that. Man, they did a really good job with this, and whoever made the HD texture pack just kind of brings some new life to it. I am going to try to go for 100%, getting all the masks. But it's been literally 2 decades since I've picked up this game, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, hang on. There we go. Little stutter there. I also, like, you know, I know this game. I've played it, but I'm not by any means, like, an expert. So I'm not going to be taking like optimal routes and things like that. We're here mostly to discuss game design and game design philosophy and any cool Zelda lore that we might bring up. Teal and I drew this with the Skull Cube when we first met him. I think why this game... So yesterday, when I was talking about this with Seek the Sky and a few of the other guys in the chat, I mentioned how this game is all about bringing happiness to people in spite of, you know, in the face of horrible things happening. And he said, well, this game is also about the fact that you have to accept that you can't save everyone. And I think it's both of those things, but also just like the age-old, the timeless message of friendship and how important it is. Like, look at that. Like, there's the timeless trope of... Well, sorry. There's the new modern trope, which has been done to death, of the villain is just a misunderstood character. In that sense, there's no real evil, and you get a little bit of that here, but then of course he finds Majora's Mask, and you know, the Skull Kid, he is partially responsible. He mugged the he mugged the Happy Mask salesman, so he's not completely blameless in how he became evil. And it's also clear that there is a big bad, and it is influencing things. You know, it's a bit more nuanced than today's like, oh, the villain just had something bad happen to him early in his life, so therefore he's sympathetic, and we should pity him or her. I suppose I should get the map. But I don't think I can afford it right now. Hey, see this guy? Good to see you. Happy Saturday. I got a stick. New Game Plus, good to see you. Yeah, a unique take on their villains. That's like it's not quite the whole like, oh, look at this villain, he's just misunderstood. It's a bit more complex. Like the Skull Kid is definitely not as bad as we think he is, but he's also not. He had a hand to play in his own demise. But what I was getting at was, along with the whole, like, you can't save everyone, it's all about spreading happiness. The game is about, like, the power of friendship. Were I to re-edit this, I put, like, a big rainbow. Like, the power of friendship. And just not wanting to be alone, and how you need to lean on your friends to help you out. Because Tattle and Tail did nothing to push the Skull Kid away. It was only once he became the Skull Kid that his actions led to his friends leaving him. But now that I'm thinking about it, like, okay, how did the Giants, the Skull Kid was upset because the Giants were his friends. And he like perceived them leaving him, even though they really didn't. If you're new to this channel, we're gonna overanalyze the heck out of this game, so just be prepared for that. Can't afford, yeah, exactly, yeah. Of course, as I left Clocktown, I forgot that I forgot to take my money out of the bank. Typical. I don't have to do the boat cruise, right? I can't remember. I think I need to go save What's-Her-Face. Stuff of nightmares. Need money. I think Komi Inkotake's theme in Ocarina of Time is one of the best tracks in the game. It's only you only hear it, I think, twice in their little cutscenes, and it's always like cut off before it gets to like the crazy parts that are really cool. The boundless sorrow contained in the mask comes rushing into the wearer all at once. How could you not scream? Where's that from? Is that I saw that's in quotes. Is that from the game itself? Oh yeah, here it is. You can hear the theme. See that? Yeah, one of the devs said it. Okay. See, that's one of the instances where someone who wrote on the game said is actually fits with it. It's not like he said, "Oh, the boundless happiness of the mask comes rushing into them." It's like, well, that doesn't make any sense. But sorrow, that makes a ton of sense because of all the horrible things that have happened to them. You know, it's that's an instance where my whole unique take on Death of the Author thing kind of is like, you know, it's not a hard and fast rule. Sometimes it does help to have the insight of the people who made the game. Okay, I remember now. I have to go in there, find her, go back, and then find her again. Gotta follow the monkey. Hey, buddy. I almost like just intuitively hit my left D-pad to bring up my scanner so I could scan everything. Ow. If you're just joining from Majora's Mask, I just did a long stint through Metroid Prime 2 and 4 and part of 3, so that's why I'm like, I gotta scan this and this. I do not have anything that gives me energy. Okay, now we gotta go talk to her sister. Fun fact, she's standing on a box of oranges. Gag rat. Yeah. Yeah, I knew exactly what you're trying to spell there. Sounds like those. Trying to say, I always thought it sounded like it's saying rat trap. Like the mouse transformer in Beast Wars. Is she standing in? Oh yeah, she is. Yeah, you can see it. She's standing on a box of oranges. That's cool. Now, I'm curious, how many people, when this game first came out and you played it for the first time, you took this jar all the way to Komi, and you didn't, or whoever's there, one of the sisters, and you didn't quite master the giving function, and instead of giving her the red potion, you accidentally just like drink it in front of her. And then you have to go all the way back and get it again. I did that once. I'm gonna try my best not to do it here. Yeah, I played this game a lot, and I'm just... Okay, hang on. I gotta make sure I do this right. Okay, press start. Set an item to C. And then choose the item. Let's see. That's not like how she like. Yeah. Pain and suffering, suffering and pain. Speen. I thought she was gonna go Super Saiyan. Oh, did I go backwards? I think that gesture was appropriate. You have strange powers. No. Me be watching you. Poison water, temple. Something I think that, like, I know this threw me for a loop when I first played this game was, I remember hearing there's only 4 temples. And I was like, only 4 temples? That's kind of lame. I want at least 8. But, you know, even as a young kid, I quickly realized, it's like, oh no, this game is, it's like, every section of the map is like 2 temples in and of itself. Because you have, like, the puzzles you gotta solve in the main area, in the overworld, and then the temple. Which I think is a really cool, like, design switch up to kind of keep things fresh. Like, you don't really feel like the game is any less, unlike in Metroid Prime 4, where you very like, the lack of the addition of a maze, the addition of a desert with no, like, interconnectivity. Like, the removal of something is definitely felt in Metroid Prime 4. Oh, oops. Alright, where's Tingle? I want the map. Oh, he's up there, okay. I have to change the controls, because I have to aim with this stick, and it's really kind of janky. I can't, like... I can't look up. That's weird. Okay, that's gonna be a problem. I can move, but I can't. That's weird. Sorry guys. Let me... Okay, the game is running, so I can get hit. I gotta not die. Hang on. Faster Deku launch. Gameplay. Settings. Controls. Okay, hang on. I want... C right, I want it to be right stick. I want C up. There is no C up. Oh, that's look. Yeah, C up should be X. This should be so I want to map. Right, hang on. That'll be my A button. So C down. Let's see. I'm just gonna do it the way they had it. So C right. C left, C down, down, up. Don't want X there. stick. Okay. D-pad. Analog stick. Oh yeah, you're right. There's a time limit on this game. Thank you, Seek the Sky. Okay, additional right stick. Yeah, the thing is, I don't know how to, analog stick. Okay, so that's this one. I don't want to look with this one. I want... Sorry, I'm just doing this because it's going to be a pain in the neck to aim if I don't figure this out. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. Let's see. Because I was able to aim before. Oh, okay. I can't aim because I set the... That's why. Okay. I get it. Okay, I know what to do. Yeah, because I set that the right stick for the C buttons, and I can't do that because that's what I'm using to aim. Okay, so I'm using Y and B. That means I can use C right can be A. I'll make, let's see, left D-pad, D-pad, D-pad. Okay, that should fix it. Okay, now I should be able... Yeah, there we go. Where's Tingle? There he is. Yes, that's much better. Aha! It's more like location, sub-dungeon, main dungeon. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. And man, they did such a good job of like cramming the overworld with things to do, like on a level that's just such a big improvement over, in that one aspect, than Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time is a very condensed story. It moves you along. There are some side quests for sure, but you know, it's a much more... I know I've been talking about linearity a lot with Metroid Prime, but you know, there's not too many like things to do to offshoot you. There's a lot, but you know, not like this game. This game is all about the side quests, and I would argue if you just go through the game and don't get any of the maps, and don't get any of the masks, you're missing out on like a huge part of the game. Oh. They don't like Dayscoot. They don't serve our kind here. Picto box. forget what I'm supposed to take a picture of. The monkey? I'm pretty sure. Let's take a picture of the monkey. There's a froggy. No. Let's clear out the swamp first. Oh, little edge there. The polygon's not meeting. Oh, the spider house. I forgot about that. Monkey. Exactly. I will say, at first, when I played this game, the time limit of each day really kind of got to me, because I'd never experienced that before in a video game. Like, I don't know if anybody else had that experience, but it was a little stressful before you learned to like manage it. And it's kind of like how, you know, in Prime 2, where you walk into the dark world and your health continually goes down, and you got to worry about, you know, people really didn't like that kind of stressful atmosphere. I got 20 rupees. Alright, let's go back to the Deku Palace. But, you know, it adds something that not other Zelda games don't have. It adds that like, it's weird. All the memes of, like, in Breath of the Wild, like, Zelda's holding off Calamity Ganon all by herself for 100 years. Link, you have to hurry and save her. And then, like, Link's just, like, cooking and fishing and building a home and not saving Zelda. You know, that's fine. That's just part that comes with the gameplay. It's hard to work in a sense of urgency without it being, like, a main gameplay mechanic. Where, like, if you take too long, you will lose the game. Like, I don't think any game's really... I can't think of any game that's actually done that before. Where if you take too long, the game changes. Or you lose. Like an adventure game, at least. Not like a puzzle game or something like that. But this game kind of tries to do... It does both. It, like, yes, you have technically you have all the time in the world, but you don't. It somehow manages to pull off both at the same time. Like, yes, this is a Zelda game, you can go at your own pace, but there's that clock ticking, and if you're not paying attention, you know, you're gonna get you're gonna get slapped here with a big moon in your face. In the other games, if you take too long, an evil pumpkin will chase you. I like these guys. Hello. This palace is the Deku Kingdom. I love the design of the Deku King. Hey, monkey. Can you talk to me again? Oh man, they're gonna boil him alive. That's dark. You're taking too long. It's taking too long. Oh man, I don't remember this. Is my brother alright? No, he's not alright. Yes. A little bit of Metal Gear Solid action. Don't know where I'm supposed to go. I think I'm not supposed to go this way. I'm supposed to go the other way. But there is a hole in the ground, I think. Whatever. We'll come back if I need to. I did play the first Metal Gear. Everyone was like complaining about Kojima's comments about how he doesn't get inspiration from video games. He only gets inspiration from movies, which I too thought was kind of weird. And you know, fits with the criticism of him that he just wants to make movies and not video games, and also fits with his most recent games, Death Stranding. But anyway, I was like, you know, I could criticize him, but I've never played one of his games, so why not start at the beginning? So I did purchase the Metal Gear Solid, like the first collection on Steam, and played through Metal Gear Solid 1 that originally came out for, I think it was like the Mega System or something. Anyway, it was rough. That game is difficult. Hey, bean guy. Well. I do need a magic bean. Sorry, I gotta make one more adjustment to my controls. That cannot be A. That has to be right. Okay, good. Don't hit this button. Never let me hit this button. I'll turn it off. And that one will reset the game. And then I lose all my progress. I should be able to save, right? Golden Brown C1, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome. Deltarune. What's Deltarune? Sounds like a combination of Delta Force and RuneScape. Saving only works the song of time. Uh-oh. Yay! So we can buy more beans. Tell me you at least heard of Undertale. Yes, I have heard of Undertale. Nobody in the gaming world could have not heard of Undertale. I've listened to the metal versions of Bone Trussell and Megalovania many, many times. um, I have not played it. I only know that it's really weird. There's multiple endings, and everyone loves it. So, yeah. Deltarune. So I should play Deltarune. Is it on Steam? I'm assuming it's on Steam, because everything's on Steam. I'm just gonna get caught. Night of the first day. I'm way behind. Way behind in this game? Play Undertale before you play Deltarune. Okay. Oh shoot. Oh, is there I hope there's a pond over here. I think there is. Where I can get fresh water. Yeah, I think it's over here. Where are you? The hole in the ground, right? Or not. Dang it. I thought there was a hole in the ground I could get fresh water in. Listen, I'm just one guy. I can't play all the games. But I do feel like I should play that one. Just like I felt I should play Metal Gear Solid, which I was trying to get to. So, oh yeah, that's how I got on that topic. Yeah, I played through Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear, and it was rough. But what I liked about it was it I played a little bit of Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, the remake for the GameCube, and it was a lot of fun. I didn't beat the game, but it was a lot of fun. And it just like Kojima, at least at that point in his career and through Metal Gear Solid, he managed to take the gameplay loop of an NES game and maintain it into like modern day consoles, because it felt very much like playing the original Metal Gear felt very much like playing Metal Gear Solid, just with the sneaking around and avoiding the gaze of, or like avoiding the vision of all the troopers. Oh no! Ugh. Can I stand in this water? Or will I'll probably sink. So, I mean, dang it. It was just, I don't know, I just thought that was fascinating, how it's like, gameplay loops, if they're good enough, they can, like, transcend, generational, the console generations. And they're still fun whether you play them. It was fun playing Metal Gear for the first time, because that gameplay loop is fun. Sneaking around and avoiding enemies and using unique items in different situations. Like, that is really fun, and it's fun on the NES, and it's fun on the PlayStation. It's fun in the PlayStation 2 and the GameCube. You know, that's fun. The game, of course, suffered from a lot of the similar things that many NES games did, in that it expected way too much, like, out of the player with regards to picking up what it was throwing down, because it wasn't often throwing down much. And you had to just kind of figure things out on your own by trial and error, or buying a Nintendo Power magazine. pain. I actually have that, like the original Metal Gear. And you could kind of tell, like, playing the original Metal Gear, like, Kojima had a much wider world in mind with regards to what he wanted to do, but he was just so restricted by the hardware. And I think he eventually got his chance in Metal Gear Solid. Twin Snakes, yeah. I think I bought it at GameStop. Played it, didn't finish it, and then sold it stupidly. Like I sold a lot of my gaming youth away because I was dumb. Oh, okay, there we go. I have two nephews. One's I think almost 16, the other's 11 now. And as they were growing up, I was telling them, like, do not ever sell. Don't ever sell your old gaming stuff. You keep all of that. Because you will regret it one day. Getting rid of the gaming stuff of your youth. Alright, how many times do you think I'm gonna fall, guys? Why can't I cancel? Yeah, I'm limited by the technology of my time, exactly. Howard Stark. Ow. Okay, well, that's one. Oh, I forgot it. Wow, at night that happens. I don't remember this part being too annoying, so this will be a real shot to my pride if I... Oh, I guess I could just climb back up. Hitbox there. That's a generous hitbox. Yes, I can climb those boxes. You're right. Yeah, everything's too far away. That Deku Scrub had, like, excellent aim. He just, like, totally shot me out of the sky. Must have been a sniper during his time in the Great Deku Wars. I know there's a shortcut, but whatever. I also like how they started to like work in different kinds of Deku Scrubs. So, like, you see them, they don't all look the same. I mean, there's only a couple, for sure. But, you know, even as a kid, it kind of annoyed me. It's like, this is the race of Gorons, and all the Gorons look exactly the same. Clearly that's due to, like, hardware limitations, for sure. But I just liked how, you know, it's nice when you see that kind of, like, yeah, of course they all look different, just like all humans don't look the same. started to do that in Breath of the Wild, which is nice. I should have gotten the bomb mask. That's what I should have done. But I didn't. Hey, monkey. This I do remember. It's like da 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 da. I can't remember the song he. Do you understand my plight? Yes. I almost hit no. Yes, I will go save the princess. Da 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 da. Yeah. Well, you know that Majora's Mask recompiled. Well, you know about Majora's Mask recompiled, right? The one that came out. Yeah, I do. I think I have both installed on my Steam Deck. Oh, hang on. I missed some things. And I got our game start on Sega Genesis and then moved up to GameCube. I remember all those times when we kept having to open and close the darn thing just to get the game to start again. Did you know about the PS2 static recompilation? Interesting. If you fail, isn't there a scene where they punish the monkey? Alright, now I have to how this music never plays again. Wait, what music? Okay, see now I'm at a point where I need to take. He said to take the shortcut. Yeah, die. How do I get up there again? I forget. What I get for not paying attention. It's a Deku flower. Can I get up there? I'm forgetting everything. I have to get up there. Oh, which I think I have to go through the other place. And come out that way. Or not. Not in the southern swamp area, but the Deku Pass outskirts. Oh yeah, the creepy music is gone. I think if I can get to... I can get the temple up. I can. That'll be a good place to stop for the day. Because I'm pretty sure that saves, right? Like, I don't have to keep bringing the temple back up every time I go there. I think if I go there and raise the temple, then I can warp there. Oh yeah, I have to get the song of... Dang it, I thought there was a place to go over there. I think I have to take the boat cruise. Where are you going? That's a great question. Can I get to that part? Man, this is shameful. I beat this game, and when I was a youngster, I intentionally beat this game, got all masks with only 3 hearts. Oh no, wait. I don't think I'm able to do that. Yeah, I beat the game with only 3 hearts though, because that was the challenge I set before myself. But man, it's crazy how you get older and you forget things of your youth. Not you guys though. You guys seem to remember everything. Alright, is it in here that I'm supposed to... Oh yeah, there it is. He told me to do that, and I wasn't paying attention because I was talking, which is going to happen a lot, so sorry. There we go. Yay. You're leaning... I know. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be great. That won't make things stressful. As soon as I start going the wrong way, I just hear bing, 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 bing. What's the latency like? Is it bad? Test. Just saw it. Maybe about 10 seconds or so. Test again. I might have been a few seconds late. Hey, Kimura Gabora guy, the Sage of Light, who is, what's his name? Rauru, the Sage, who is also the name of the Zonai guy, which threw everyone off. About 8 seconds, okay, not bad. See, my theory with Rauru, and this is why I think Nintendo, they pissed a lot of people off with Tears of the Kingdom and the whole lore thing, because it's very clear Nintendo doesn't like really focus on the lore. They're just like, we'll make a cool game, and then we'll just make a story, and people will just figure it out. Them naming Rauru in Ocarina of Time, and then naming Rauru in Tears of the Kingdom, you know, it's like, why'd they do that? And I think it's because in Nintendo's mindset, they like rename things or make things similar, not so that to communicate any kind of like connection between the characters, but more It's more about like function. Like what is Raoru's function in Ocarina of Time versus his function in Tears of the Kingdom. Functionally, the two characters kind of work the same way. They're both the Sage of Light, and they both, you know, kind of give Link advice. But they're not meant to be understood, and I don't think Nintendo really did this intentionally, but they're not meant to be understood as like, oh, this is a distant relative of Raoru the Sage, somehow. Like, that's not what they intended. I think they were just trying to communicate, oh, these two guys function the same way. Is he gonna shoot me out of the sky? Probably. Like that sound effect. Wonder if they worshipped here. I wonder who they worshipped. I want to know more about that. I'll have to rage this. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember. Well, let's go talk to the fairy. While I'm here. I guess it is only night of the first day. I could get in there. Yeah, I did play Wind Waker. I love that game. I was one of those people. I was one of those kids that was like, oh man, we're not getting the cool, dark, realistic. The cool, dark, realistic Zelda that we wanted, and then I played it, and I was like, this game is incredible. Yeah, I played it a number of times. 100%ed it. It was a lot of fun. I loved exploring the ocean. I know people said it was empty, but I think, like Breath of the Wild, it benefited from its emptiness. Like, having it... Oh, interesting. Okay. Having it not be completely chock full of things to see and do actually made it more enjoyable when you actually did find something. And, you know, each... There wasn't a ton to do in... There was always an island in each grid, you know? And they were all, like, you know, kind of unique. It wasn't always like that, of course, but... Every island had its own, like, unique thing, and a lot of it was, like, built on the world, built the lore, and you could ask questions about it. It was really cool. That game deserves a, an HD port to the Switch, for sure. I was trying to remember it. What is it? Up, left, A, right, A. Oh no, wait. Oops. Silly me. So, time for the lethal radioactive subjects. Which Toon Link ship is the best? Not the boat kind of ship. You can just soar to the end. Wait. You mean like the relationship? I could talk a lot about this, so I want to make sure that I know what you're saying. You mean like which relationship? Like who should be together? Okay, good. Obviously Zelda. That's my take. I think beyond it always has to be in any game where Link and Zelda are a part of it, they have to share some sort of special connection, either in their role together in defeating Ganon. At least that much. They don't always have to be a couple, but they are providentially connected, which is one of the reasons I didn't like Echoes of Wisdom. Link was treated as like a coworker rather than any kind of a friend or providentially connected person. And I like the manga that I know it's not canon, but the manga where it shows like the first hero and Hylia, where it like really strongly implies that she's in love with the hero. I don't know, it just makes sense. And then of course Skyward Sword. Like you cannot tell me that Skyward Sword and Era of the Wild and Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom Zelda and Link are not together. Like, I do not believe you are being good faith if you are trying to argue that that at least those two pairs are not together. It's quite obvious that Nintendo was trying to do that. Especially with the whole new Zelda journal things. Okay, now I'll look at your comments. Toon Link X Medley Camp. Heresy, I know. SS is definitely Link X Zelda, yeah. Yeah, it's hard to... So, okay, with the whole, like, medley... I know medley used to, like, is connected to being a Zora, so... And then there's the whole, like, Ruto and then Mifa thing. I really want to get, like, an opinion on this that, like, from the Japanese cultural perspective. Because I feel like that's like an inside joke or something. The fact that Link is continually propositioned to marry fish people. You know, it just happens. You know, they might play it off as a joke when us Americans are like, no, they're actually together. But even in Twilight Princess, which is arguably next to Echoes of Wisdom, the one that's like least like where the two are connected, they do share a couple like moments together at the end where they finally are like, okay, we got to take down Ganondorf together. Yeah, I really didn't like the ending of Echoes of Wisdom where... Okay, so, like, at the end of Ocarina of Time, most games in which Zelda and Link are prominent characters, Link and Zelda share, like, a special moment together at the end. But not in Echoes of Wisdom. In Echoes of Wisdom, Zelda shares a special moment with your little fairy friend. Or your little Echo guy, I forget his name. But they share a nice moment together. It would be like if Ocarina of Time, instead of that moment where Link and Zelda are, like, together in that, like, sky void, talking to one another. If that was with Navi. And, you know, Navi just straight up ditches you right away. She doesn't even say goodbye, which prompts this game. Oh, I thought I had to burn that. Yeah. Rat trap. Oop, mistimed that one. Yeah. SS Link cheated on Zelda with Beatrice for a bit, but nobody ever talks about that. Oh yeah, that one NPC. So I've actually never played all the way through. I've only gotten through, like, the second dungeon of Skyward Sword. I don't know. I wouldn't qualify that as cheating, and yeah, I'm just, you know, apologizing for Link, but I wouldn't qualify that as cheating. Link's clearly the role of, like, the oblivious the oblivious boy who has to grow to understand that he's in love with Zelda, whereas Zelda right away is like, I love Link. So I won't fault him for that. What did I get there? The map. But yeah, there's that scene where Fi's like, I won't tell Zelda about this. I know there's a shortcut in this to get the bow and arrow early, but I forget what it is. So we're just gonna go through normally. Ah, yes, this room. I remember this room. I need the bow and arrow. Hello. Oh yeah. The fifth. I will also say that Tingle and in Wind Waker actually ships Link and Medley, but you only know this if you use the Tingle tuner. Oh, interesting. I think something that this game benefits from too is being a direct coming out so closely with Ocarina of Time that the developers can, like, take advantage of the fact that people already, like, sort of know the mechanics. You know, so it's like they can throw in puzzles like torch puzzles and you just recognize it. It's intuitive at this point. Which is kind of nice how games build off one another, and they don't feel the need to tell you every single time, like, hey, you can light this stick. Maybe you should light this stick. Da-da-da. And the moths follow you. No! I just want you guys to know there is a possibility that I won't be able to finish this temple in the time that I have, so I might have to, you know, do a little replaying of it if I can't, or just pause the game. I don't know if I can do that actually in this, but that is possible. So just be aware of that. I'm aware of it. I might have enough time to do it, but it's already 6 o'clock here, so. Oops, sorry. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. In a second. Also, there's that one rich to poor girl on Windfall Island whose side quest has a dialogue option that says, "Because I like you." Only question is, which version of Link has the most gals after him? Wouldn't it be Skyward Sword? I'm trying to think. Ocarina of Time. Well, yeah, because I mean, Ocarina of Time, the only one who's clearly after him is Ruto. Then in Breath of the Wild, it's Zelda and Mipha. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna get the castle treasure, and then I might have to just call it a day and leave the dungeon, and then come back out. It's okay. There's a lot of evil here. Oh, I remember this as a kid, being like, oh, that's crazy. Light the lights. Do I get something for killing these guys? I think I do, right? I think it's a fairy. Yay! So a toss-up between Hero Time and Hero Wild? Yeah, I think so. I mean, I can't think of the other ones. I mean, I really liked how in Minish Cap they were, like, clearly childhood best friends. But, yeah, I don't know. That's a good... Oh, great. I remember this being infuriating. But isn't there a fairy down here? I thought there was a chest down here where there's a fairy. I do not want to fall, because that will take me back to the beginning of the dungeon. Okay, good. I can kill this thing from down here. But I do think they should bring back the... I don't know why Nintendo plays so coy with the whole, like, Zelda Link couple thing in so many games. I'm pretty sure they explicitly say it, though, in the new journals they added for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Like, if you go to certain locations, you can look up like Zelda's journal. Like, I think she explicitly says it, but I haven't played it yet, so I don't know. uh-oh. Oh, wait, did... Sorry, everyone. I'm shamed. But yeah, I think if they did do that more, if they did, like, focus more on, like, a love story between Zelda and Link, it would, you know, kind of raise the stakes, I think. You know, I think if Zelda plays the whole, like, ends up being the whole damsel in distress thing, which I don't think is a bad trope and can be done very well in games. Can really, you know, raise the stakes a bit. Make you want to actually, you know, save the person in the game. Which is why, like, one of the better aspects of Tears of the Kingdom was that, you know, Link and Zelda, at this point, very clearly cared for one another. So it made you, like, made her loss and their separation that much more impactful, I thought. Like, Tears of the Kingdom in isolation, like, if Breath of the Wild hadn't come out, and Tears of the Kingdom, you know, being clearly isolated from the other games, it's a great game. It's a great game with a great story, but because it's in the context, it doesn't exist in isolation. It like really messes with the lore, and that's, I think, what a lot of people had problems with. But it's a really great game, so, you know, it's just one of those things. Nice. Gotta make sure to scan him so I get my 100% scans. Let's see. Should I list out the harems? Yeah. Okay, wait, hang on. All right. Okay, so so you're going with, like, not just people who expressed interest in Link, but also just, like, any any female he interacts with. So, like, okay, Hero Time, Saria, Zelda, Ruto, Malon. I'll give you Saria. I won't give you Malon, because I don't think there's any part of the narrative that really strongly implies that him and Malon are interested in one another. Hang on. The flower flight is based on distance, not duration. Oh, that's cool. The Last Hero, Link, Legend of Zelda, Zelda 1 and Zelda 2. Okay, I'll give you those because it's Zelda. Hero of Light and Dark, Link to the Past. Okay, Zelda, Rosa, Din, Nehru, Maple, and Marin. I'll give you Marin, because Marin is Zelda. She's Zelda in Link's dream. In an alternate reality, it is Zelda. I don't know about the three. Like, Din, like, you know, she's kind of flirty with him, but I don't necessarily think they're... I've only played Oracle of Seasons. So again, I'm open to being corrected, but I would need more to be convinced they're part of Link's harem. Hero Times, Saria's, Malon, Cremia, Navi, Tattle. Yeah, I wouldn't consider Cremia, Navi, Tattle, or Malon. Hero of Winds, Tetra definitely, Medley definitely, Milasila. I don't know too much about those. Hero of Light. Minda Zelda fangirls. Oh yeah, that's right. He's got fangirls. I forgot about that. I equipped a laser sight. Hero of New Hyrule. What's New Hyrule? Oh, just Zelda. Oh yeah, that one's a pretty explicit too. Like at the end, they like hold hands with one another. How do I get that one? Yay! Just sacrifice myself. Alright. What's in this room here? Okay, we'll get that. We'll get whatever's in there, and then we'll call it a day. I was watching a review of this, and the dungeons. Okay, so remember how I complained? I don't know if you guys remember this because you didn't watch my Prime 4 playthrough, but in Prime 4 I complained a lot about a lot of things. But the big thing, yeah, this mini boss. I love this fight. This is. He looks so happy. Look at him. I'll finish my thought in a second. Oops, I thought I could get him. Can't get him again. Anyway, like, I complained that a lot of the areas, but the game is structured very much like a Zelda game. Metroid Prime 4. And the 4 areas are like evoke being like a temple in Zelda. But each area essentially has the same structure. Like you go in, you go all the way to the end of it, you do something. Usually it's like hit a button or something, and then you come back out. There's no like interconnectivity between the areas. So it's very much like its own isolated area, much like a Zelda game. But in this game, someone pointed out as I was looking into the design of the dungeons that the layout of the dungeons is obviously very different. The puzzles are different, but they all function around like you have to figure out how like the mechanics of the dungeon, how to manipulate it. And then like in this one you need the bow to move the things up and down so you can get to different levels at different times in different areas. In the next temple, in Snowhead, you have to figure out how to get to the main pillar so that you can shift the staircases where you need to go and make your way up. In the Water Temple, it's, you know, move the levels up and down. And then the last one, you have to figure out the relationship between the regular side and the upside down side. So like that's the gimmick that they work with. And then from there, the dungeons like start to branch out in their own structure and make themselves truly unique. Anyway, I thought that was really cool, and it's like it's one thing that about Metroid Prime 4 that I feel like they really failed to do. I've said enough about that game. I hope you guys do play it though. Have you played it yet, guys? I'm curious. I know you didn't watch it because you didn't want any spoilers, which I 100% agree with. I would have done the same thing. Oh, hang on a second. I missed the Great Fairy Mask. Hero of Minish. Okay, hang on. is the Chad Tingle. The Advent hero. Zelda, Irene, Queen, Orin, Mother Miami, Mother Miami, Princess Styla. Okay, where's the great hero of Minish? Zelda again. Hey boy, good to see you, bud. Welcome to my stream. We're talking about all the Link harems. You should probably head back to Clocktown and retrieve the Great Fairy Mask and bank all your rupees. We haven't played it. Okay, that's where you get it. See, again, like I've played this game so many times as a kid, and there's just it's funny how you forget things over time. Thank you. Yes. How do I get back up to the top again? Should I have not fallen? Yeah, I shouldn't have. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that. Wait, what is it? Song of Soaring. Down da da. Oh, it's okay. Doot, that's played out. This won't be like Prime 2. Oh man. I really it's so funny because like I struggled more with Prime 2, a game I already played, and I'm struggling more with Majora's Mask, a game I've played numerous times as a kid. And if you watch after you play Prime 4, if you watch my Prime 4 playthrough, I didn't struggle at all with that game. I won't say any spoilers, but it's not a particularly difficult game from that figuring out where to go standpoint. Oh, I gotta get the Great Fairy again. Okay, I'm gonna bank all my rupees and save, and we'll do that before we go. No, I don't have it. I'll get it. Don't worry. It's okay. I don't need a map for Clocktown. I know it's Clocktown. I know this place like the back of my hand. I'll buy it later. Alright, let's get this let's get this fairy. And then next time I'll get the Bomber's Notebook too. So I can start doing all my side quests. I loved figuring out all those side quests as a kid. That was so fun. Just trying to figure out, like, it tells you what events are happening where, and finding all the people and their schedules. Ugh. Has there been a game that's like this since this game was made? Is there like a spiritual successor to Majora's Mask where they have this whole like thing set up? I guess maybe like Oblivion or the other open world games. Outer Wilds. Interesting. I will write that down and look it up. I remember being a kid and being like, oh, I hope my mom doesn't walk in when the Great Fairy comes out. I like time loops in space. Normally, I don't like time travel in my as like a trope. That not to say I haven't enjoyed time travel movies, but it always feels like it's like a bit of a. It's one of those things where you start thinking about it too much. It kind of like, messes with the plot. Skyward Sword has some really interesting inconsistencies with its stories if you start thinking about the time travel. There's like tons of videos on that. I meant in a time loop in the same context. Yeah. If you also like dying a lot. I love this game. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm not trying to downplay it. I'm just saying time travel is always iffy, but it's great in this game. I'll look into that. Outer Wilds. All right, cool. We've made progress. All right, guys. I don't know if I'm gonna stream tomorrow. I need to kind of tweak my workflow a bit. I might need that time to edit and create shorts for the week, so I have more time during the week to work on some other things that are more important. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I will continue to stream. I'm gonna flip-flop between Majora's Mask and Prime 3. Prime 3 is a little iffy right now, though, because the emulator is just really taxing for Prime 3 for some reason. The game slows down a lot. But I'm going to try to at least always do a Metroid game on Mondays, because I just think that's fun and I love Metroid games. So Monday will always be a Metroid game. And I'll probably do like 2 days of Metroid, then 2 days of Zelda, all the way until RE9 when it comes out. So, anyway. Metroid Mondays. Yeah, I like alliteration. I'm sure it's not very original, I know, but whatever. Alright. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Seek the Sky, New Game Plus. Boy, if you're still here, thanks for watching. Guys, thanks for helping me through the game. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're here. I missed you when we played Metroid Prime 4, so I'm glad you're back. But yeah, if you haven't already, if you're watching and not saying anything, give me a like or subscribe. It really helps out. Check out my talk with Zeltroid. He put out a video where we discussed Metroid Prime 4. It is not spoiler free, so just be aware of that. But it, talks about our biggest gripes with the game. If you're a fan of Metroid, you should play Metroid Prime 4. I will say that. So, and you will have some level of enjoyment with it. I had fun with it, but it is what it is. Anyway, have a great day, guys. Have a great weekend, and I will see you all on Monday.